Everyone, how are you doing today? It's another beautiful episode of When is the Give Back series, and it's your girl Chassis. So if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Miriam. I am a wife, a mom, a student, an entrepreneur, a fashion designer, and a YouTuber, and I drop 2 videos every week, every Mondays and Wednesdays. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Today I'll be talking about how we can be more considerate to others. Yes. But before I proceed, I'd like to define. Keep quiet, please, okay? Be considerate. Before I proceed, I'd like to define what being considerate is. So, being considerate is being polite and caring. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't mind the noise here. My kids are everywhere. Being polite means being considerate. Being polite and caring towards others. And the truth is, people like it when you are considerate, of their feelings. And we can all be considerate towards other people. What it means is you're thinking about them. You're thinking about other people. You're considering them, and the truth is you're treating them decently and with respect. Yes, that's what consideration basically is all about. Yes, so I'll be sharing some useful tips that we can start to apply to be considerate towards other people. So the first thing I like to say is we should all try to put ourselves in other people's shoes. Yes, put yourself in other person's, in someone else's shoes. Thank you so much, guys. And please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. Yes, and I'll be more than happy to read from you guys. So always put yourself in other people's shoes. Before you talk to your friend, your neighbor, your co-worker, your colleague, you should put yourself in their shoes and see how they would perceive, your tone, the way you talk to them, your manner of approach, and all of that. So we all have to, try as much as possible to put ourselves in other people's shoes first and foremost, before we say anything or before we approach people. And I'll be sharing a story. There was this lady who rushed her son to the hospital for a surgery. I think her son swallowed something, and they had to take it out. So on getting to the hospital, the doctor wasn't on duty. The doctor, wasn't around at the time. So he was called. I think they were short of doctors. So they called the doctor, and then the doctor rushed down there. So by the time the doctor got there, the woman started screaming at the doctor. She was like, "You guys are so irresponsible. This is somebody's life at stake. You took all your time in the world. You kept me waiting." She was ranting and screaming and shouting at the doctor. And then the doctor apologized and said, "I'm really sorry." Went into the theater, rushed and did the surgery, and the boy was alive. He was safe and well. So by the time he was done with the surgery, he came out again and said, "Madam, your son is fine. He was successful, very good." And the woman kept talking. She was like, What kept you waiting? Why did you keep me waiting for so long? What kept you for so?" She was still complaining and ranting. And the doctor said, "I'm so sorry that he went to bury his son, that he was at the cemetery when he was called that there's somebody that needs to do a surgery for her son, and then he had to rush down." That's when the woman, she kind of like broke down in tears. She was like, she's so sorry. But the truth is, she would have been considerate, before she blurted out everything. So sometimes we need to put ourselves in other people's shoes, just so we know how it feels, before we say anything. Please, can you give it to him? Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so number 2 is anticipate the needs of other people. So how do you do that? You can even start to think, like I said earlier, you can start to think about other people, what they are, how they would perceive whatever you say, the first time. So try to check what their mood is, what kind of mood are they right now before you say anything. Sometimes some questions are, not nice, so you need to be very careful. Just anticipate their needs, and it could even be as far as just opening the door for someone behind you, or making sure that you get some water. Maybe you're at a function with some friends and you go get water for yourself, so you can just, oh my god, I am so sorry. Ooh. I'm so sorry about that. I couldn't get him to keep quiet. So always anticipate the needs of other people. And then number three is be considerate of other people, especially when you are in public. So a lot of people don't think about their surroundings, like when they go out. So what you can do, hi, Craig, thank you so much for joining us today. So the thing is, you can, maybe you want to reprimand someone, you can keep your voice at a low level. You can keep your voice low. You don't go out there and scream the person's flaws, to the entire world. So be mindful of the surrounding, just so you don't embarrass this person. So please be considerate, of other people, especially when you're in public. Even on social media. Somebody, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I congratulated somebody on online, and the person just lashed out at me. It was just a simple congratulations, girl, and it was like, why didn't you come for my event, why blah blah, online? And I'm like, oh wow. And at that point in time, I was sick, but of course I couldn't get a speaker and tell the whole world, oh, I'm sick. But then I explained. I still took my time to explain, and there was still no response. But that's okay. But it's not nice, when you talk people down, especially in public, in public places, or you lash out at people, in public places. It is very, very wrong. So please always be considerate of other people, especially when you are in public, and then also be considerate of other people's financial situations. Sometimes you launch a product, or you're selling something, and sorry, papa, you're selling something and you expect all your friends to buy, but you have no idea what they are going through at the moment. You have no idea what their financial state is, at that point in time. So rather than start to see them as being unsupportive, why not take a moment to just imagine, just maybe things are not going too well, or maybe this person has a lot of financial commitments at this time and is unable to support you, which is okay. So just try as much as possible to give room, for people. Just make room for people, people's lapses. Just maybe this person is not financially okay at this point in time. So you can be just try as much as possible to be considerate, with people in that regards. Thank you so much, Tayo Funke, for joining us. Another way by which you can be Another way by which you can be considerate with people is to choose your timing, the right timing. There's certain times it's just not good to say certain things to people at some certain times. Maybe you should wait a little while, maybe for whatever is happening at that point to subside before you talk about it. Thank you so much, Alababi, for joining. So maybe you should watch the timing. Check out the timing. It's not all the time that you just blurt out whatever is on your mind. Take your time to study the atmosphere and see if it's the right time to actually say this thing or not. So sometimes it's always wise to be silent. Please ignore the noise. My kids are here. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. Yeah, I have something cleaning the living room upstairs here. So, and they are very scared of it. That's why I had to put them in here. Yeah, it's a robot. So another way by which you can be considerate is to choose your words carefully. I mentioned that earlier. There's certain things that would just not make sense, for you to say to some people. Whatever the time is, whatever happened, regardless of what is happening, so please, let's be mindful of the kind of our choice of words, to people. It's like telling someone that is a plus size, saying, when are you going to lose this weight? You're getting too fat. No, there are better ways to communicate. So choose your words carefully. It could be something like, you can say, do you like broccoli? There are subtle ways to pass your message rather than being rude or being inconsiderate of other people. Can you keep quiet right now? So there are better ways to actually communicate your thoughts, rather than just blurting it out like that, and embarrassing the other party. So we can actually choose our choice of words. And another thing is, Do not monopolize conversations. When you're talking to people, when you're having a simple conversation with a friend or a group of people, allow them to also talk. You don't just take over the entire discussion and let it be all about you. So please, please, and please, when you find yourself in conversations, hi Adigbajo, I'm sorry, AD Bio. Thank you very much for joining us today. So another way by which you can be considerate is by not monopolizing conversations. Don't let it be a one-way conversation. It's a conversation, so there has to be a feedback. You allow them to talk, while you also express yourself. Another way by which you can be considerate with other people is to always say thank you. And I also want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to all of you that tuned in to watch this live episode, and to everyone else that has subscribed to my YouTube channel, because I'll be dropping this video on YouTube right after I air it. And I don't want to make it too long. Yes, that's another way of being considerate. Be considerate of people's time. Alamoke, hey Biola, thank you very much for joining me today. And then another way by which you can be considerate towards other people is to apologize when you make mistakes. When you err, nobody's above mistakes, and never ever feel too big to apologize each time you are wrong. Thank you, authentic soul care. So always apologize anytime you make mistakes or you offend people, no matter how small the person you think the person is to you. Don't be too big to apologize. And the last but not the least is random acts of kindness. Yes, you can be kind towards people as a way to be considerate towards them as well. So you can. Sometimes I go out of my way by saying, how can I help you today? Or how are you feeling today? It doesn't have to be all about you. Even sometimes when you are down, you can still choose to lift other people up. This morning I woke up and I remembered a few of my friends that I haven't spoken to for I think a month. So I sent them a message, and I said, I hope this message has put a smile on your face today. And he responded and said, oh my God, he just made my day. So I hope with these few points of mine, I have been able to convince you and not confuse you that you can be considerate with other people. And when we all get to share this message with our friends, with our loved ones, I believe the world will be a better place. So thank you so much for joining me on this episode. I'll see you again next week with another powerful and exciting episode. But till then, keep winning and keep shining. Thank you guys. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to come say hi, say bye. They're saying bye.
Bye, YouTube channel. I see you.
Oh God. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay.
Okay, Mom.
All right. I'll see you guys next week. God bless you. Bye.
Bless you. Bye.
Thank you, Olababi.